Chapter 7. The Break in the Chain. The early morning light slid across the cracked pavement like a thin sheet of gold. Birds still dared to sing over the silence of the powerless sky. Three women, Remy, Jazzy, and Tina, moved in a loose triangle, their footprints steady, their breaths visible in the cool air. They'd already walked for nearly 2 full days through dead intersections and quiet stretches of suburban streets. Their pace had slowed. Their tempers and their hope were wearing thin. Tina was the first to snap. She kicked a piece of gravel with a sharp clack. "Look, I can't do this anymore," she muttered, voice shaking. Jazzy shot her a tired side eye.
Girl, you've been saying that since West Covina, and yet you're still here.
"No, I'm serious this time," Tina snapped, her hands balled into a fist. "I can't keep following your plans, Remy. I didn't sign up for boot camp." Remy stopped dead in her tracks, turned slowly. She adjusted the strap on her bug-out pack, eyes narrowing with the kind of calm that was scarier than shouting. "Tina, this isn't boot camp. This is survival. There's a difference." The three of them stood in a tense triangle, Jazzy breathing hard. Tina trembling with exhaustion and resentment, and Remy radiating quiet authority. Tina threw her hands up. "You don't get it. I didn't grow up like this. I don't camp. My feet are bleeding. I didn't shower in 3 days. And you're out here talking about discipline and formation like we're in the Marines." Jazzy exhaled through her teeth, catching the spark in Tina's voice that she had been ignoring for miles.
Sis, we are basically on foot through the apocalypse. Ain't nobody handing out comfort right now.
But this wasn't about blisters. It wasn't about walking. It was about control, about fear, about what happens when comfort slips away and a woman meets the edges of her own untested grit. Remy softened her tone, not out of pity, but clarity. "Tina, fear is loud right now. And right now, before it breaks, this is that moment. You either breathe through it or you let it swallow you." Tina shook her head, tears brimming low. "I can't breathe through this." And just like that, she stepped back 1, 2 paces, putting emotional distance between them before physical. Remy couldn't have barked orders. She could have barked orders. She could have forced leadership. Instead, she let silence stretch between them like a thin rope, waiting to see if Tina would pick it back up and let it snap. Jazzy looked between them, the weight of loyalty tightening in her chest.
Tina, girl, don't do this.
But Tina already had. She ripped the strip of her small purse tighter across her chest, chin lifted with a mix of pride and pain. "I'll find my own way. I don't need y'all treating me like a soldier." Remy stepped forward once, steady. "Then at least listen to me like a woman. Listen, this is not a girl's trip. This is life and death, Tina. The only one thing louder than your fear out here is weakness. And weakness gets heard. Tina flinched, not because it was cruel, but because it was true. Listen, I'll be fine. I'll be fine, Tina whispered, turning away before either of them could see the crack in her voice. They watched as she walked down the empty road alone, her figure growing smaller against the jagged horizon. A loose strand of her hair caught in the wind, floating behind her like a flag that didn't know if it was surrendering or waving goodbye. Jazzy exhaled hard, swiping at her face like she wasn't crying.
Remy, she's not built for this.
Remy's jaw tightened. Jazzy, most people aren't. But the world doesn't wait for you to toughen up. You either grow your resilience or you bled it. They stood there a beat longer, the silence heavy as an unspoken prayer. Then Remy shouldered her pack. All right, girl, let's move. We can't save someone who's not ready to save herself. Jazzy lingered, looking down the road Tina had taken. For a second, she imagined running after her, hugging her, pleading with her. But then she remembered that gang that had taken her, the hands that had grabbed her, the stranger who'd save her. She remembered that survival was not gentle. She turned back to Remy and nodded.
Okay, let's walk.
As they moved forward, the two women in rhythm felt both lighter and heavier. They were faster without Tina, but there was a hollow space where her laugh, her complaints, and her fragile courage had lived. And deep down, both women knew emotional maturity in a crisis wasn't about being tough all the time. It was about not letting your emotions dictate the direction of your survival.